Hey everybody, welcome to some random person on the internet making some food. This is That Word Cat coming to you with something really tasty. This is a South Indian food from the state of Maharashtra. It's very popular in Mumbai and it's called pav bhaji. So let me turn the camera around. The things that we have. So basically we have a ton of veg. And means is veg and veg and bread. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this patat. I'm going to make the ultimate chef's error and poke five holes in this. That's good enough, right? And then I'm going to put this in the microwave for 5 minutes. Make sure I have the right side up. Yeah, there we go. We should also poke the other side 5 times. And this is let me make sure I can see you. So this is a quick and easy way to get the patat ready for the pav bhaji. I'm going again on the first side that we originally talked about because I don't think I got it right. You have to go pretty deep. All right, so I think the patat's ready. I'm gonna go over here. To where my paper towels are. I don't need 2, I need 1. So I'm going to put 1 paper towel on top of it. And I'm going to microwave this 1 patat for 5 minutes on one side. Flip it and microwave it for 5 minutes on the other side. I know that this is like a culinary blasphemy, but I learned this from Bon Appetit, and I think it's not actually that bad. So, while that's cooking over there, we're gonna go ahead and start our traditional shit, which is potatoes, peas, and toms. Toms meaning tomats. So I'm just gonna grab a knif here. And I've got my tomats right here. So based on the size of my patat, I'm thinking I need about 6 of these. So I have 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of that stem. 4, 5, 6. Actually, I should probably do all of these. Okay, so that's all of them. Now, what I should have done is set up a cutting board. So here's a tip on setting up a cutting board. Yeah, paper towel. Guess what? Wet it, just like this. Squeeze it out. Squeezy, squeezy, squeezy. And then what you're gonna do is set it upon your cutting surface, which I would prefer to be here, but that's where all my ingredients are for the vid. So I guess I'm gonna set up a different cutting area. I'm just like opening up this wet paper towel so that I can put my cutting board on it. And this is the cutting board that I'm going to be using today. It's fairly large, but it's okay. I don't need it to be this large. I can actually cut everything in my hand, but for today, it's fine. Okay, so while the tomatoes are going, what I'm thinking about doing... Oh, wait, let me go back to my recipe. Okay, so potatoes, peas, and tomatoes should be stewed. Okay, so I'm going to take all of my potatoes here. Tomatoes. And I have quite a few of them. I think that's probably too much, but it's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to cut them. So I want to make sure that I have an angle where you can see how I'm cutting that. I wonder if this would work. Okay, so I've cut them by hand. So I'm going to do in half and then in quarters. And then go against that again to make them go in eighths. And that's basically all you have to do. You can do them in quarters. You can... Oh, I just cut myself. Oops. Do them in quarters. You can do them in sixths. You could do them in eighths. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you're going to boil them down. And if some blood gets in there, that's fine. So now I'm going for sixths. So I don't really want to mess around anymore with these tomatoes. But I do want to get them all processed so that I can get them into my pav bhaji. So a quick note about pav bhaji is that I think I already said this, but maybe I didn't. So pav means bread. Bread. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. And there are a lot of people who make their own pav, which again is bread, which if you know languages other than English, then you could probably know that pav or pan is equivalent to bread. I don't know why that's pav in Hindi. I haven't looked it up. I want to. Okay, so what's it called? The big boy heater upper, the microwave, just went off, so that means I have to flip my patat, which has been pierced 5 times on each side. So I'm going to flip it, and this is going to save a lot of time. I wonder if I should be... Anyway, I was wondering if I should be getting water hot, but I'm not sure yet. I probably should be. So based on the amount of what I have, I should probably have 3 cups of water hot. So let me go get that going. Okay. So here's my measuring cup. I'll get 3 cups of water in that. And of course I'm going to bring you over. I'm not going to leave you lonely, honey. Absolutely notters. So, oh, shoo. Okay, so that's... What's that? 3 cups. That's 3 cups. But I really like this little situation here because this spout can go either into the sink or over to make other things happen. Other things happen meaning that I could have water into my measuring cup. So I'm going to start putting this in here. So there's that. 3 cups of water. This is what I read, learned, I guess, heard on one recipe video. And, oh, I should probably tell you this. Everything that we're doing today, all these veg, we're just going to mash them. We're going to spice them and mash them. So bao bhaji, so the bao means bread, and the bhaji means vegetables, which we're going to mash with spices and salt and pepper, and it's going to be amazing. So the awesome thing about this is that you can make it vegan, you can make it vegetarian, or you can make it with meat. So today I'm going to be making it vegetarian but not vegan. And I'll show you how in just a sec. Alright, so now we're going to go back to breaking down these tomatoes. So all I'm doing here, you can't see it, is slicing some tomatoes so that they can be broken down into the broth. And I just did the last one, so here we go. I'm going to show you. And these are going to go into this water that I'm starting to heat up. Do I know why this is how we do it? I don't know. I said how we do it. I'm from America. I don't know. And by the way, this is going to be very much an American version of this because traditionally, tomatoes, potatoes, and peas, green peas, go in at this point. Oh, that burns. However, I don't have green peas. And the point of this video is to just kind of bring it to the US palate so that we can just like make some food that's really easy to make. And it's going to be vegan. Well, mine's not going to be vegan, but you know, we just want to make it easy. Okay, so this should be boiling by now. It's still hot. It's not quite right. So that being said, I'm going to use my... Almost lost ya. But I saved it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because the water isn't hot yet, I'm going to take my broccoli. You see it? I'm going to drop it in. It's better if you break it down, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm also going to take my cauliflower, drop that in. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want everything to warm up together. So on the other burner, so typically I want to make this a one pot meal. However, that's not what happened today. So I'll be right back. Look at me. Did I lie? I didn't lie. Okay, so now we're gonna go get our patates. And this patate should be done and ready. It feels done and ready. 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other side. Make sure that you poke on both sides. Okay. Now it's going onto the cutting board. Yes, you heard that sound. That was this. Ow! Ooh, that was hot. Yeah, that was that plate that I had the patate on. And nothing's happening. Interesting. Okay. So, I'm going to do is set up a different, a different pan. There you go. So this is where my patates and, well, the patates aren't in there yet. It's just taking a long time to boil. So that's going to take a while to get those veg soft, which is kind of annoying me because I felt like it was going to take a little bit less time, but you know, it is what it is. So now I'm going to take these carrots, set this patate on the side, take these carrots, and go find a peeler. Oh, I don't think I have a peeler. Here's a peeler. I mean, this is a patate peeler, but I mean, we do have patates coming, so. Anyway, so let me put you down again. And we're going to take these carrots and we're going to peel. And the best way to peel is something I can't show you, but just like place this end on the cutting board and just go down. So it's kind of like this. And then rotate. I hope that you can see this. I hope this helps. But I'm going to go ahead and complete it the correct way. Once you get all the skin off from one side, what you're going to do is take it, you see all this is done, flip it, and do the same thing to the other side. And same thing with the other one. So we're going to go ahead. I always start going against the small side, so going towards the more lean side of it, the skinnier side, because it just makes it easier. I smell burning. I wonder what that is. Oh, it's my pan. I should probably turn that off. Now, why did I turn that pan on? I don't remember. But it is on. Okay, so all of this mess, I would typically, this is all the carrot shavings, I would typically take with my cutting board and just like shove it into my trash can, but for YouTube, I'm going to show you. This is actually delicious. It's actually quite delicious. But we're not using it in this recipe. So it's going into the garbage can. If you cook regularly, I would recommend putting that into something like a coffee can or like a mason jar. Well, like a coffee can to save it to make stock. That was pretty good. Okay, so what did I heat that pan up for? Doesn't really matter right now because first we have to get these out of my eye. I just carroted my eye. Ow. Okay. So first we have to get these carrots in to there. You know what? This knife isn't really working. Let me get my knife. My real knife. It's here. No, that's not it. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Here's my real knife. This is unsafe for people who are not trained. I have been in the restaurant industry for over 10 years. I know what I'm doing. So, this is going to go here. This is going to go here. I can't show you because I don't have the right setup, but I'm not going to cut myself because I know what I'm doing. And currently I'm cutting my carrots into, what do you call them, like coins? They're about half-inch thick. Half-inch thick. Yeah. About a half-inch thick. And these are going to go straight into the stew. I don't know why I call it a stew all of a sudden, but that's how it is. So, there we go. All cut up. So, what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can show you how to do this. So basically all I'm doing is taking everything that I have on my cutting board, which is carrots, and putting it into what I already have on the stove. And yeah, I lost some, but let me see if I can just put that there. And the reason is that carrots take a long time to cook. So I want to make sure that they get in there pretty early. Did I get them in there when I wanted to? No. Is that okay? Yes. So basically I wanted to do this with frying stuff, like frying the aromatics, but at this point everything's already in the pot, so I'm just going to keep going with that. So that being said, I'm going to take my garlic. I think I have some kind of like squeezed garlic in here. And if not, I have actual garlic. I'm not sure where it is. Oh, there it is. Garlic. So I'm going to add that to my pav bhaji. This also means I don't need that bowl, but maybe I'll need it for serving. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and peel my garlic. See if I can... Okay, so I'm right over the trash can. And all I'm doing is squeezing until I can't squeeze anymore. Well, squeezing until nothing else comes off anyway. And at this point, I'm going into the garbage can because there's a lot of BS in garlic. Okay, so I have 1 clove free. Let me show you. There's still a lot of paper on it. So what I'm gonna do is keep squishing. It's not really squishing, it's more like just going over the surface to get the paper off. All right, 1 garlic clove cleaned. I'm thinking I'm gonna go for 5. I'm not really sure yet, but here's my next one. Ooh, that came with 2, well, 3. So I cracked it first by squishing, and I think that's pretty clean. This one, I'll show you how. Let's get my fingers clean. So I go like that, and then rotate. That's a pretty decent way to get garlic clean. I'll show you one more time. Get a bigger one. So go here, squeeze, rotate, and a clean clove of garlic. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but now we have our garlic. Let's go. Okay, so I can't show you how to chop. I'm gonna mince it. Is this still going? Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I wish I could show you how to do this. Basically, all I'm doing is slicing the garlic longwise, using my finger as a guide, and then I'm rotating my knife and my hands to go back and give it a good mince. If you haven't worked in a restaurant, I don't know. If you want to throw it in a blender or a magic bullet, I highly recommend that. I think that's like a lot easier than doing what I'm doing. Ow, I cut myself again. It happens. Okay, so now I'm gathering all of my garlic and I'm throwing it directly into my stew. The rest of the garlic is gonna go back in the fridge, but first I have to deal with this patat. Now, typically people take the skin off when they're making pav bhaji. However, I like the skin because it's full of vitamins, so I'm keeping it on. I'm sorry that you can't see this, but I am slicing it, and then I'm going this way, and then I'm going this way. And then this is all gonna go right into the pav bhaji. And this is the patat, remember. Now, other things you can put in there. It's pretty much up to your heart's desire. So I'm going to take a capsicum, a bell pepper. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to take the stem off, throw it away, and then just cut it into basically dices. I'm just going to dice this up. That's going to go in with the seeds and everything included. If you choose to use a hotter pepper, then That's entirely up to you. I would prefer to use hotter pepper myself. However, this dish already has so much spice to it that I think a milder pepper, for me anyway, is a lot better. So the spice, while we're talking about that, it's a masala blend. It's a vegetable masala. And I'm very lucky that when my sister went to India, she brought back a vegetable masala that they say is vegetable curry, but it's actually exactly what I need for a bhaji masala, which again, we're doing pav bhaji, vegetables with bread, and this masala is kind of perfect. It kind of has everything that I want. So the capsicum, bell pepper is broken down. I'm going to put that in there. And at this point, we clearly need a bigger pot. So let me wash my hands and then we'll get going on that. I'm still here, so I'm looking for, oh, it's actually on the other side. So I'll show you why we need a bigger pot. And it's because this is what's going on right now. It's like, it's too much. So I'm going to transfer it, so I guess you'll just have to deal with me transferring it. Sorry. I think I have some things in here. Okay, so I'm transferring it now to the bigger pot. At the same time, I have to admit, this smells really good. Now there should be a whole situation where you take certain ingredients and just like pop them up in ghee. And I think that's what we're going to do now. After I take a spoon, I'm going to take a wooden spoon and go ahead and mash and squish and make sure everything's under the water. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up. And now we're going to go here. Where here means is you're going to find out. So, here means you have 3 veg. The zucchini, the onion, and the scallion. First of all, this scallion is kind of dirty, so I'm going to get rid of all the bullshit. Keep all the good stuff. It's mostly good stuff. I kind of want to save some of this, so I can just eat it with some salt and just go munch, munch, munch. I love that. Okay. So I specifically made ghee for this. So I guess I better get the garlic. This is really irritating me, but whatever. Okay, so I'm putting you back here. So I have an onion. I have some garlic. I have zucchini. This is going to go directly into the stew right now. So let me do that first. Chop the top. Give it a long cut. Cutting it long ways. And then I'm going to cut it again long ways to give quarters. And then from there, I'm going to keep them all together. Let me see if I can show you. Keep them all together. And then just do very thin slices. Because at this point, I want everything to cook fairly quickly. And I do love my zouk. Again, this is not traditional. Traditionally, there would be peas and definitely not most of what's going on here. But that's what's kind of great about taking it to the US, is that we can just kind of do what we want. And the most important thing is to get a lot of veg in here. Well, not even a lot, but just get veg in and get your seasoning in and just freaking go for it. So now my zouk is in. I'm going to use a spoon to stir it. And honestly, I don't see any reason to put this in any different way. Meaning that I don't see any reason to saute the onion or the green onion or the garlic. Garlic's already in there. We've already seen that. I mean, I could put the rest of this garlic in there because I love garlic. So it's not like a wrong thing. Yeah, but at this point, I feel like we need to put the masala in there. And you can get this at any Indian store. Not this one in particular, but if you go to an Indian store and ask for bhaji masala or a vegetable curry, then they could probably hook you up. And ask them what their favorite is. So that's really like where it's at. Alright, so this is the first time I've opened this since I got it. It smells amazing. So I'm going to put it into my stew. And you have to remember that because this is mostly veg, you have to put a lot of this seasoning in. So I'm over here stirring it right now. There's a lot of water, which I'm not super a fan of. It almost smells like really not what I want, but it also smells really good. So while that's going, I'm going to take the rest of my garlic and just, casually peel it. This one's a pain in the ass. Oh, it's already peeled, that's why. I'm just gonna, mess around. Get some more flavor in there, with what I have in my pantry. And that's kind of it. Until the veg gets really soft, then we're gonna mash it. And, yeah. So it's going to take a few minutes from here. I think I have everything in there so far. And so it's going to take about 20-ish minutes. Maybe more like 10 since I've already had some of the veg in there. And I've already done the patates in the microwave. Which, by the way, don't be afraid to use the microwave. Because honestly, unless you're trying to make a cake in the microwave, or if you're trying to like do something insane, like peel garlic in the microwave or make soap in the microwave, then you're probably kind of fine. Anyway, so I'm just still peeling garlic because I want to get a lot of garlic in this. The reason for that is that I'm not feeling very well, and garlic is an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory, unless you're allergic. So I should probably put some black pepper in there because I know there's some turmeric. Or turmeric, I know what it's called. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I know there's some turmeric. And turmeric and black pepper cooked together with fat is a really strong anti-inflammatory. And I'm just getting over food poisoning. Which, by the way, I'm not going to tell you where I got that from because it was entirely my fault. I had food in my car for pretty much all day. And then I ate it. So that was entirely my fault. Alright, so I'm on to the last clove of garlic. I'm being fairly aggressive with it because I just want to be done with this. Okay, so I'm off camera, but I'm going to wash my hands because peeling garlic is really sticky. Right. So I'm going to take all this garlic that I got. Oop. And I'm just going to mince it up. I'm going to throw it in there. We're going to have a fun time. It's going to be fine. You know why? Because even though this recipe has even though pav bhaji has like a really long history, I don't know how long it is, honestly. But like, what's really important is to make everything how you like it. So you can use any veg in this. If you don't like tomatoes, don't put tomatoes in it. If you don't like patates, then don't put potatoes in it. Don't like capsicum, don't put bell peppers. If you like it hot, try some jalapenos. You know, you can really adjust this recipe to exactly what you want, whenever you want. If you're feeling really sick, do it with some rice. If you're feeling exuberant, pair it with lemonade. You know, share it. Anyway, so I've got all of my garlic munched up here. So I'm going to put it in there. Actually, I have to go this way. And now I have a white onion. So what I'm going to do is cut it in half. And then I'm going to peel it. So I cut it in half along the stem. Just to like, hang on, I have to cut this off too. cutting the cap off. And then I'm peeling and I'm peeling. So instead of doing like full half moons, I'm going to take my knife and go here and here. So I'm going to make thirds. And that's just to make it easier for the onions to break down. So I want to have this sweet flavor from the onion. Because onions are sweet. I don't know if you know that. But onions are very sweet. Not quite as sweet as carrots, but they're definitely sweet. It's a sweet flavor. I'm sweating. Must be hot in here. I wonder if the electricity went off. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and put it in the pot. And I think that's it, except that I have some green onions, so I'm going to take the, there you go, take the bottom off, throw that away, and then take the rest of it, our diagonal, and just like slice up the white, and then I'm going to save the green part for garnish. Just kidding. Everything's going in, so the green part's going in too. I'm going to cut that differently, so I'm going to cut that into little tiny circles because it's more fibrous on the green end of scallions. So you want to break them down a lot more. All right. So that is legit going to take a while to cook. So, just I'm going to go chill. And we can chill together. Why not? Yes, I'm off camera, but I'm still here. So here's what it looks like right now. So we're gonna like put everything together. Currently, I feel like there needs to be more spice in there. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so where did I put my spice? Where actually did I put my spice? Huh. Should be around here, right? Huh. Interesting. I definitely need... Oh, there it is. I definitely need more of this spice in there. Like a lot more. really good. But it has to cook. Let me try. Let me try what's in there so far. That needs something. It's spicy. And it's spiced, but that needs something. I'm gonna go ahead and say it needs honey. I know I have honey up in here. Let me see. Alright, there we go. Oh, this is dark honey, which I think is actually appropriate for this. So I'm just gonna throw this in the microwave for 30 seconds. Again, to the microwave. I know a lot of people are like anti-microwave, but honestly, when it comes to home cooking, don't be afraid of Chef Mike. Honestly. Everything's fly. Hey, I have a joke for you while you're waiting. How do you know if somebody is Welsh? It's the first thing they tell you. Oh, hey, I have another joke for you. Oh, just kidding. I already forgot. Because I'm a... So. Oh, shoobies. That, didn't do well. Ow. That is burning. That is very hot. It is squeaking. That is not exactly how I wanted this to go. Alright, so let me... Oof, 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 oof. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, so I have pan holders, pot holders. And for some reason I felt it was appropriate to just dump all of it in there. So this smells like this is sea grape honey. I wish I'd known that. So sea grape honey is very mild, very floral. It's not that sweet. And it is absolutely delicious, but it's a pain in the ass to come by. So, I put all my sea grape honey in here. Into here. And you know what? I'm actually not sad about it. I've been waiting for something that I could use all that sweet grape honey for. And I'm not sad that this is the thing. It needs some more spice. It also needs more onion. So I'm putting more spice. And I'm going to go back and put the rest of this onion in here. So for this part of the onion, I'm just going to dice it. Or, I don't know. I'm just going to cut it really small. I may or may not brunoise it. I'm not sure yet. I just want to make sure that it gets incorporated into whatever this is. So I'm gonna go. I'm sorry you can't see this. So I don't have the right kind of setup with my cam. But basically I'm doing a very sloppy way of breaking down an onion into little kind of pieces. The first time I did this in front of a French chef, he said, "Oh, that's sauvage," which means savage or unrefined. Bitch, I learned this from my Mexican friends. Are you trying to say Mexicans are unrefined? Are you trying to say that Mexican culture doesn't go back over 3 centuries? Bitch ass. I'm still mad about that. Clearly. Anyway. So that's how I cut my onions. You can't see it, but whatever. This is what the result is. Quite easy. Oh, and by the way, if you're French and watching this, which I highly doubt because nobody ever watches my videos, but if you're French and watching this, I do not apologize because calling Mexican ingenuity sauvage is not a reflection on them. It's a reflection on French culture. Sally. Anyway. Ooh, there's going to be a lot of comments on this. Anyway, so I'm still cooking. Here we go. This is not cooking as fast as I thought it would. You know what needs to be in here? Is some black pepper. Let me taste. Some black pepper. Salt. Let's see here. Black pepper. So I have this, what's it called? It's like a multi thing where you can go like fine, medium, or coarse. I'm going to turn it to coarse, but in order to do that, I have to clear out some stuff. Alright, so now it's on coarse. Alright. Now I have my black pepper in there. I need salt. Here's my salt. Something my mom got, I don't know. This pink Himalayan sea salt, which it's just like obviously a marketing thing. We all know that. But it tastes good. And I am going to break my own heart by taking a handful of sugar and throwing it right in this bitch. Because it doesn't taste right yet. So at this point, I couldn't call this pav bhaji. It's more like a curry. Anyway, so I still have my King's Hawaiian rolls. I'm gonna eat it with that. So that's pretty, something. So I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. It looks pretty good. It just also looks like it needs to cook for a lot longer. I'm gonna taste it now. That tastes pretty good. So anyway, zucchini's giving me like kind of a weird flavor, but it's a weird flavor that I like, if that makes sense. So anyway, I feel like that's the end of this video. Basically all you do is you take all these veg and you cook them down and you mash them. You can use anything that you want to mash them. And definitely use whatever veg you like. Ew, I have splashies on me, I'm sorry. Oop. Anyway, so yeah, just use whatever veg you like. And definitely make sure that if you're going to use patat, I would put it in the microwave. It makes it a lot easier. Put everything in the pot earlier than I did, because I definitely messed that up. I'll make a follow-up video when I eat it, like when everything's done. I just feel like it's going to take another, 20 minutes. So, anyway, that's my intro to pav bhaji. Oh, the other thing is, so the bao part is, hang on, let me set my phone correctly. Okay, so the bao part, it's bread, right? So it's typically going to be a yeasted bun sort of bread that's kind of similar to it's kind of like a cross between what do you call that? It's a very American thing. A biscuit, and so it's very much like a cross between a biscuit and I can't even say an English muffin, but it's like a biscuit, but without all the butter and without the folding, so it's like a lot denser, and the outside is crispier, and not crispier. It's just like, it's good. It's like a dinner roll. There you go. It's like a dinner roll. If you know what spätzle is, then it's basically like spätzle, which is like a white dinner roll, and that's it. Now, I like to use King's Hawaiian rolls because the sweetness tends to pair nicely with everything else that's going on. And I promised to a friend of mine that I would mention how to make this vegan. So I didn't use any oil or any ghee in this, so that makes it vegan. And then, if you just want to use any kind of vegan bread, then you're good to go. If you want to make it vegetarian and not vegan, you can always add cheese to the bread. I would highly, highly recommend the heck is that called? It's a house cheese made in basically most of India. Paneer. I would highly recommend paneer, or a ricotta salata, or just any kind of ricotta. Like, that's just going to make it that much better. So I guess that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and yeah. I don't actually have an exit slogan or anything, so bye!